All right, thank you guys. Good morning. I thought we are going to be seeing ourselves all through the class. Are we there? Can we hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, why can't we be seeing ourselves during the class? Because one of the negative things that came with virtual lectures is that people can be in class and be in the markets. But you now call Isaac, before you now be saying, hey, what were they saying? What were they saying? All right, good morning, guys. Okay, how are we doing today?
Very fine, thank you, sir.
Fine, sir. We're fine.
Okay. Where's my girl that I'm owing money?
Good morning, sir.
She's there. She's in
Okay, I want
class.
victory. So you know that I'm owing you money.
Yes, sir.
So what? Work for it, so work for it, so that you don't dash me back my money.
All right, sir.
All right. So when it comes to when you hear the word organizing and managing, when you hear the word organizing, what comes to mind? When I ask questions in class, I expect everybody to be ready to answer. Isaac, when you hear the word organizing, what comes to mind?
Okay, what comes to mind is making proper arrangements of a set of duties or functions, making it orderly. That's what comes to my mind.
Orderliness. Organizing means orderliness. Victory, when you say organizing, what does it mean?
Organizing, it means getting things prepared, getting them ready, and also getting things prepared, ready, and getting things prepared and ready.
Okay. Who else want to say anything different from what they have said?
I believe, sir, organizing has to do with the structure put in place to coordinate, administrate, and the management of the organization to help it see to its vision for which it was set up.
Awesome. So why do we have to organize? Because if we don't know the why of a thing, sometimes when you get stuck, I'm receiving echo back. Can we hear me well? Okay.
Yes,
When
sir.
you don't
Yes.
when you don't know the reason for a thing, are we recording? Or it's not necessary?
We're recording.
All right.
We're recording.
Okay, Joshua, you want to answer. Why do we need to organize?
Okay. The reason for organizing is to put in place everything needed to make an enterprise work, either the structure, the policy, the system, the administration, and every other thing inclusive.
Yeah, you just defined organizing for us. So the question is, why do you have to put in all these things in place?
Oh, sorry, sir. The reason we have to put it in place is not just to do things randomly. For instance, I just wake up this morning and I said I'll be going to Ring Road without a proper planning, without having my routes in check, my clothes ironed, and I just jump off the bed, bathe, and dazzled to the road to go to Ring Road. So in the business space, why we need organizing is so things can be done accordingly and appropriately.
Okay. When there is no organizing, where there is no structure, sometimes emotion takes over things. No matter how good emotion runs, without organization, a time will come, we'll still be stuck. You know, a quick example that comes to mind, I was thinking about this yesterday. There's a compound that I'm a part of, and a colleague in the compound says, well, the way I like to do my thing, when something is not right, if I have what it takes to just fix it, I just fix it and just move on. As good as that is, that's not my kind of person, because that's good intention. When I see something is not right, I just fix it, I move on. But what about a time where something is not right? You really desire to fix it, but you don't have the wherewithal to fix it, and the thing is not fixed. So you can't rely on emotion. You can't rely on people to just do the right thing. You can't assume that people will do the right thing. So you organize, you structure, so that whether people feel like or they don't feel like, that people means including you, whether you feel like or you don't feel like, the system just tells you what to do. The system just tells you what to do, and everybody knows what to do, irrespective of their feeling. That's one of the reasons for organizing. It gives room for simplicity. There is no clumsy nature in our heads. You're coming to work, you know what you are supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do. You are not thinking, what would be my job today? No, you already know. And as an organization or as a business owner, if you don't put things in place like this to manage your business, you are going to always depend on people's emotions. You are going to always depend on people's state of mind. It's part of the reason why AI is easily displacing some persons. Because when you automate a system with an AI platform or any technology, the technology just do what it's supposed to do. It doesn't have feelings. There's no cold, there's no hot weather, there's no I'm sick, there's no, it just does what it's supposed to do. Every enterprise is supposed to operate like that. And the truth is, if you are not operating like that, you are not yet a company. There are three pathways to the economy. There's employment, where you get a job and work for somebody else. There is self-employment, where you get a job and work for yourself. Then there is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is different from self-employment. Entrepreneurship is when you now build a system that runs and you are a part of that system. You do your part, other people do their part. So a time also comes when you transition, where the company continues to run. So that's where we are taking you to. But if you don't organize, you will agonize. That rhyme just clicked in my head. But a lot of people you see, they are doing business. You are admiring them. You are hoping to be like them, but they don't sleep at night. They don't sleep at night because things are disorderly. Things are disorganized. A lot of money is leaving their system, but they know, but they can't track it. So organization help for simplicity. Organization help for continuity. If someone works with you today and leaves, then another person sits in, that person should know what to do automatically. For instance, I've had course to use NYC staff. I've used people on internship and all of that. But when I began to put organization in place, none of my staff working with me is interacting with our customer with their phone number. That's organization. When you come into the company, you have an email with which you talk to people. The email is there. 10 persons have managed it. One person will manage growth, another person comes. So you are sending email to the organization. Who is responding to you may be different persons, but you are sending one email. That's organization. So imagine when John was working with me, we now say John Osayi@gmail.com. All our official mail is going to him. When he leaves, are you going to tell him to enter your email? Those our official mails have been entering now. They just give us that email and your password. It's private to him. You see, so organization help for continuity. Organization help for continuity. So when people come to work with you, ensure that all the roles you have email addresses for them. And if possible, you have phone numbers for them. So you have your customer service. For instance, we have our Trescaro systems and solution support line. That line is there. Whoever sits to manage it, irrespective. When you are calling that line. Today, a man will pick, tomorrow, a woman will pick. That's organization. Organization help for continuity. Nothing is resting on the shoulders of one person. Organization help for objectivity. Objectivity, meaning you are not at liberty to just do what you feel like doing. I remember my manager here then in the bank told us, he said, please, you were not hired to think. Especially at the lower level of the bank. He said, you were not hired to think. He said, management has done the thinking. And they have created the policies and the document. Your own is to understand the policy and follow it. If you are innovative and it happens well for us, we will clap for you. But if your innovation causes us to lose money, then you know that you are your own. You see, it's objectivity. Organization help for objectivity. You are objective, you are following. That's why if you call MTN and Suzanne pick your call, hello, my name is Susan. Thank you for calling MTN. Please note that this call will be recorded for quality assurance purposes. Kindly tell me your name and what I can help you do. But if you call Isaac will do the same thing. If you call Joshua, the same thing. They are not at liberty to say what they like. That thing they are saying is written in their phone. They are reading it. They are reading it. So the goal of organization is to set a system that runs seamlessly. A system that runs seamlessly with everybody knowing what to do and how to go about things. So when that's in business systems and structure, that's where we develop SOPs, standard operating procedures. So when you have those SOPs designed, when one person comes, he knows the step by step. When a customer comes into the organization, this is what must be done to the person. Take him through this process until he gets what he wants. I remember listening to someone, Dan Locke. He said, from the day you call my office to seek for my consultation, till the day you eventually speak to me one-on-one, is a minimum of 1 month. And it's intentional. So that when you eventually sit to speak to me, everything you need to know, you already know. Everything we need to take from you, my people would have taken them from you. So I'm dealing with you. I know you. I know all your challenges already. Different set of people would have taken those information. They will give you series of videos to watch, to prepare you, to understand what you are coming to me. So when you sit down with me for 1 hour, you are the worth of your $10,000 that you paid to meet with me. That's a system. is programmed like that. You know, Bishop Oyedepo said, when you give me a check to sign, I don't think. People are being paid to do the thinking. So if I sign and anything goes wrong, they are all in trouble. They know themselves. So this is what makes an organization to grow. Organization. That's why it is called an organization. Everything is organized. Things are structured, and organization also help for specialization. Specialization. See, when you say this company, they are very specialized in this thing, because over time, this is what they do. And the process has been so streamlined that how you start, so how you end, everything is known. So as a micro entrepreneur, you are expected to manage, because we're talking about organization and organizing and managing the enterprise. So we'll just emphasize the principles or the reasons behind organizing. Then, how do you lead or manage? How do you manage an enterprise? As a small business owner, one of the things you must begin to develop is leadership. I was in a small group of elites engagement some days back, I think 3 days back. Some of you that have my number, you would have seen it in my status. And we're having conversations, and one of the ladies there walked up to me and said she's been struggling, trying to structure her business and all of that. So when I was done talking to her, I told her, when you now begin to put these things in place, you transition from your technical capability to do this work to leadership. Because when you begin to organize, it means you are creating systems, you're creating structure. Those structures will be fed by people. Then your next responsibility is to lead them. Your next responsibility is to lead them. Because it's not enough to give people documents that guide what they must do, especially at that early stage. It is necessary that you lead them. This is one of the ways you must manage, by leading. Then over time, you need to begin to delegate. You need to begin to delegate. Because when you lead people, you are helping them to become better off. Then the best way for you to really know whether what you are helping them to do is working is to begin to delegate responsibilities to them. This is where a lot of us find it difficult, because we are hoping that when we delegate to people, these people maybe should do it like we used to do it. And because of the fear that they may not be able to do it like we used to do it, some of us have a challenge delegating. The truth is, there's hardly anybody you will delegate to that will do it like you want it done. So you must be comfortable enough to see people do it differently. If that differently doesn't become better than you are doing it, then you know where the gaps are and begin to grow them to cover the gaps. But if you are hoping until they do it like you will do it, you never empower them, you most likely will never be able to grow as a business. Nobody, especially Nigerians, starts a business to just remain small. We are audacious people. We are people that think of becoming big and great. There's hardly a Nigerian, I have not seen one, that you will ask that is comfortable to just be middle class. If you travel abroad and you meet some of these white people, some of them are not aspiring to be rich. They just want to be comfortable. I just want to be able to pay my bills, send my children to school, and enjoy my life. They are not thinking of owning everything. But I'm not sure there's any one of you here who's like that. Is there anybody like that? I don't want to be a multi-billionaire, multi-millionaire, even in dollars. Anybody? Let me see. Anybody? Let me see your hand.
No, sir.
Joshua, why are you asking for the crowd? Do you know whether there are people like that? Who tells you that Grace wants to be?
Personally, no, sir.
You say for me, Grace, what's your business with being a billionaire? Do you have any? What are you doing with 1 billion or 10 billion? Do you need it?
So I didn't get that, sir.
Do you have any need for billions?
Very well. Not naira, in dollars.
You see, that's Nigeria for you. So if you are all thinking of being big, the way to it is what we are talking about now. You must be able to trust others. There's what is called other people's money. There's what is called other people's time. There's what is called other people's talents, other people's energy. You know, so if you must be able to deploy other people's time, energy, attention, and all of that, you must be able to build a system that makes your business run more than you. You know, and the way you do that is by delegating, by assigning roles to people. Assigning roles to people. You know, because the truth is, for any business to grow, only the owner cannot do everything. Only the owner cannot do everything. Then another thing you must put in place for a business to be organized is that the business must be formalized. How many of us have our businesses registered with CAC already? Or how many of us even have a business already? Or we just have an idea? Because this is create class. It's not expected that you already have. Is there anybody here who doesn't yet have a business? So Grace, you already have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So who else here already have a business registered?
I do some.
Okay, I'm seeing you. Adebanji. Okay.
Yeah, I do, sir.
Raise up your hand. I want to see your hand raised.
Physically,
No, you don't know how to do it with the...
I already did that.
Yes, I'm seeing 3 hands. When you raise it, leave it. I'm seeing
Okay.
Grace, Osayi. I'm seeing Chukweku. I'm seeing Adora. So the rest of us, where are we? Isaac, your business is not registered.
No, sir.
Obayiwana Stephen, your business is not registered. Mr. Stephen, are you there? Michael Omije, your business is not registered. Where is my friend? I most likely may not give you this money if your business is not registered. I may end up registering your business. But there's no need me giving you money. You go and squander it. And tomorrow you are still running around with business idea. Where is she? I can't find her in the group again. Victory.
Sir,
Is your business registered?
no, sir.
Why?
I haven't done that.
If I'm to register your business with enterprise, I'll charge you 50K. If I'm to register it as limited liability company, I'll charge you 100K. So which of the registration do you need in place of your 20,000? You come and pay the balance.
Wait, is it covered? I didn't know
You
covered.
come and pay the balance now.
Oh, okay. I think the 150,000.
Okay. So go and raise 30,000 and send it plus your 20,000. Then I will give you a limited liability company. I supposed to be 100,000. I don't know why I'm just focused on you. Maybe the energy you assume
Thank you,
that
sir.
day defending agriculture. So, but the rest of us, I think is necessary. It's part of organizing. It's part of organizing. You can't organize what does not exist. Business formalization. We talked about prototyping and all of that the other time. You can't organize what does not exist. So after all of this training, you should be able to live here, haven't come up with that idea of what you want to create. You must formalize a business that will hold up to that product. Because nobody will deal with you as an individual and take you seriously. You guys can put your hands down now. Nobody will deal with you as an individual and take you seriously. I've had the privilege of wanting to support even pastors. I'll say, send me your church account. Let me send something. And the person sent his personal account. If I was going to send 50, I'll send 10. If I was going to send 50, I will send 10,000. Because the truth is, if you are not organized, people can't trust you enough to put some things in your hand. I told you guys I was putting up something together in Uniben. Part of what we have in mind is to have a training. Within that training, we teach on entrepreneurship, we teach on employability, we teach on financial literacy. And in the course of that training, we want to give a few students scholarship to pay off their school fees, maybe 1 or 2. Then another set of students, maybe 100,000 to just support whatever small businesses they are doing inside the school. As I'm talking to my friends, I dare not send them my personal accounts to say I want to do a project like that. They should support. I will not put Osayi or Omokaro. I will not even try it. If you do that, the trust level will drop from 100% to like 20%. It just shows that you're trying to raise the money for yourself. How do you account for it? It's part of the reason why even governments, when they are giving grants to support businesses, they don't give to individuals. They don't give to individuals. So please do well to formalize your business. It's the only way you can tell the government that you do exist. Without it, you don't exist yet. So all the supports here and there that we're talking about, you can't have it. We're looking at, I think Madam Eyedima is planning something around Food Safety Day or something like that, where you people will come and pitch your products, your tech products, to show how your technology product is helping to make the food industry better. When you are done pitching at that level, if people want to give you money, they want to give it to the organization, not just you as a person. So please, whatever you have to do to formalize your business, it is very necessary. And of course, we talk about leadership just now. You must now begin to raise a team. You must begin to raise a team. Organizing your business, you can't organize your business around yourself alone. But if you do not have a team yet, please do well to have a structure. Let it be that you are practically doing all the responsibilities alone, but For every opportunity you have to fill those gaps, you are able to fill them. And the truth is, when you are able to start, all of these things require some level of resources to start. But once you start, you know that there are a lot of supports. I don't know whether I've said it in your midst, that there are more money available looking for businesses to support than there are viable businesses looking for money to support them. Once you make your business, once you put your business in a format that the world can recognize, then you will know that there are a lot of resources that have always been there. For instance, there are a series of programs that is trying to help young school leavers get experiences in the workplace. And these programs do some internship, 12 months internship. They pay people and send them to a place where they can go and work. If you have a business that is organized, they will give you people to work with you. So imagine somebody working with you for a whole year and you don't have to pay. And the organization is paying the person. Some are paying $150, some are paying $250, $200 and all that. These people are there, but you will never see them because you do not have a business that can accommodate them. You see, so let's take some of these moves. Nothing good comes easy because you have chosen the entrepreneurship path. If you have chosen the entrepreneurship path, do it in a way that you don't struggle too much. And the only way to do it that you don't struggle too much is by formalizing your business and putting some of these structures in place. You know, then you begin to raise a team that fill up this space. Like I already said, this team guarantees your growth. So now you are building on your leadership, because without leadership, you are not going to know how to manage this team, how to guide them to get the best of outcome from them. So that leadership is something that you must develop. Then, of course, when it comes to organizing, there is also need for insurance. Insurance. There's also need for insurance. Because a whole year, I most likely may not use it. I'll just be paying premium. A friend of mine in Canada bought a brand new car. For the first 2 years of thereabout, he did comprehensive insurance. All through that time, nothing happened to his car. So with this same Nigerian mindset, I'm just wasting the insurance money. He now reduced his insurance. He now did the basic one. That year, his vehicle had an accident beyond repairs. When this happened, the insurance, most times they buy vehicle there on credit, so they are paying their car loan every month. The insurance cleared the balance of his car loan, and the excess was $100 for a car that was $20,000. If he had done comprehensive insurance, the insurance would have replaced the car with the newer model of that car. So insurance is a plan B. Some of our businesses, agro-based and all of that, you're going to have equipment. You're going to have gadgets, even your shop. You know that you can insure your entire shop. And when fire got your shop, or maybe robbery, attack, and all of that, you have everything restored by the insurance company. While we worked in the bank, one of the instructions we were given is that when armed robbers, for any reason, come to the bank, Give them everything. Don't struggle with them, because for us as a bank, your life is more important to us. Every penny they take that we can account for, the insurance company will give us back. I heard of a church say recently they insure everything in their church, including their offering. He said there was a day after their offering was counted in church and they were taking it to bank in front of Zenith Bank, one of the Zenith Bank branches in Lagos. Armed robbers took the money. The insurance company gave them back the money. So we were talking about organizing. You know, Archbishop, it was Bishop Oyedepo that says, you don't need to grow big to plan, but you need to plan to grow big. You know, some of these things I'm sharing, some of you will say, Ross, calm down now. We never even start. We never even feel start. You are talking about, sorry, please, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. Hello. The class. Okay. Let me finish that. Hello, sir. I waited for you for 9. Oh, this my class started 10. So you just. So I was talking about insurance. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm calling. Okay, so there is needs for us. So we are not talking to a small version of you. We are talking to the you that can become what you dream of. You know, so there's need for insurance. There's need for insurance in your business. You know, the team we talked about, that help you with that sustainable foundation. Then in whatever business you're doing, you know, sometimes we talk about focus here and there. So when we talk about focus, sometimes we try to discourage people from having the plan B. But the truth is, a plan B can also become a distraction. A plan B can also become a distraction. But you must also ask yourself that question: what if this doesn't go as planned? What if this doesn't go as planned? Where do I stand? You know, so that's why you must have an alternative that you can fall back in. Especially for us in Nigeria, entrepreneurship is hard. Entrepreneurship is hard. It takes a lot to be an entrepreneur, you know, but with the few things that we've been emphasizing, if we put them in place, we would have a softer landing, you know. But before I quickly run through the other parts, I'm supposed to quickly jump into something else by 11. I learned this class is supposed to take us up to 12, but I'll just do my best. Then Madam Yedima will complete it. You know, there is also need for you to think about sitting under a mentor. Sit under a mentor. If you are doing agriculture now, for instance, if you have been listening to Madam Iyedima, she has brought 1 or 2 persons to come and talk to you about their experiences in agriculture. You just ask yourself, you take any major decision about your business. It will save you a lot of heartache. It will save you a lot of time. It will save you a lot of wasted effort. But most times people think that paying a mentor who doesn't give you anything physical in return is a waste of money. You know, they can go and buy a machine for the business, but they will tell the mentor, hold on, let me just buy this machine first. I will pay and come and join your program. Or you'll be laughing. But do you know that just having a conversation with that mentor can even determine the kind of machine you should buy, can even determine an alternative route to doing your business without spending those millions into that machine. But people want to buy those things that they can see. I won't blame them, you know, because a mentor will just talk. A mentor will guide them, and they really can't see that tangible thing that is within them. So they don't feel like it's worth the expense, but you need it. You need it. And to be frank, the kind of doors that mentors can open for you, if Christ not taking it will take you years. Yes. There are doors that only have handles inside. You can't open it from outside. Someone inside must invite you in. That's part of the doors that mentors open for their mentees. You know, I've entered rooms that I don't say I'm not qualified for it, but I wasn't willing to spend the cost that was necessary to be in that room. But because I was just around my mentor, and as the door opens for him, I'm allowed in. Everything that was given to him was given to him. You know, I was in Lagos one time, and my mentor was speaking in an event. I came because of him. I was in that event. When he was speaking, a young man raised up his hand and said, "Sir, you know, this other event that you will be speaking in another 2 days, I was the one that did the branding for them. I chatted his PA. I said, where is Oga speaking day after tomorrow?" Said it's a hotel. I said, is it open to the public? He said, yes, it's 500K to enter. I said, I will shift my flights. I'll come and join Oga to enter. He said, no problem. After the session, I spoke with him. He said, I know while and I work with Tari, let's just meet us as a hotel and we all get it together. I entered the room that other people paid 500K to enter. I entered for free. Everything that was given to him was given to me. You know, and all the opportunity to network. And the good thing about such places is that once you are in a place like that, people that are paid to enter and you that enter for free, all of you see yourself alike. They just tell themselves, if this person can invest 500K to be here, is the category or the caliber of person I can work with. But you really didn't pay for it. But you paid with a relationship. You didn't pay cash. You know, I was listening to Olumide Emmanuel. He said a lady was asking her questions and all of that. He answered and they moved on. I think at the end of that session, he now sold a mentorship platform to them. The lady paid and joined the platform. While they were in a conversation in that mentorship platform, the lady now asked the same question. He did not only answer, after answering, he gave the lady, he said, call this number, call this number, call this number, tell them you are from me. As the lady called those numbers, doors were open, patronage, everything started. The lady now said, but I asked you the same question during the session. You did not give me all this number. You say you don't know what you are saying. Information for the general public is different from information for the children of the house. Even Jesus told the woman that was asking for prayer for the son, he said, no, you cannot give the bread that is meant for the children to the children of the slave. The woman now said, even the slave can get the crumbs. Give me the crumbs. When you are not an insider, you get the crumbs. But the thing is, everything that is in the crumbs of the bread is in the main bread. But it's going to take a lot for you to break it open, to enjoy it. As opposed to when you are just there in the room where the bakery is being made, where the bread is being made, rather. So consider mentorship. It will shorten your distance. So there are a few things you must put in place to start a business. First, you must design and implement the structure of the business. It's part of what we have been talking about since. That's an area where I have a lot of expertise. The design is simple.
I think Mr. Threat is experiencing network challenge. So while we wait for him to rejoin, okay, he's back. Welcome back, sir.
Sorry, network threw me out.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you. So, developing that organogram and developing how this work flows into this one flows into this, how this flows into this until we have the products, Then, of course, how we process and produce the product, then how we sell it. Then that's process flow. You must develop all of them. Then you must know the startup costs. Know the startup cost. What does it cost? What does it cost to start the business you want to do? No assumptions. Go to the market, ask. Maybe what you now do, you say, ASAT may end in 2026. This is what it will cost to start or grow my business. The reason you need to put that time is that cost of things will change. As cost of things change, you should be able to know per time. So that is necessary. Then, of course, separate your business from yourself or your family. That is not possible if your business is not formalized. That's not possible if your business is not formalized. It's the reason why you must formalize your business. Separate your business from you. It's one thing to formalize your business. The second thing is to create an account for the business that you have formalized. Because when we emphasize registering your business, people jump at it. They register the business, but they are still running the business. They are still running the business with their personal account. So when it's time for you to seek for support, and they say, can we get to know the history of your business? When people want to know the history of your business, especially financial history, they are telling you, send us your bank statements. Let's see how the money is moving. Let's see how the money is moving. Your private bank statement will not do it. So it is necessary. Sorry, 1 minute. So separate your business from yourself and your family. Some of you are not even separating your business from yourself. You even go as far as lumping up your business and your family. Your business and your family must be separate. It will not be heard that you split your business account and they are seeing bread. They are seeing Maggi that you went to buy in the market. They are seeing recharge card that's not related to your business activities. What that tells any serious-minded investor is that this person cannot be trusted. You can't work with this person. You also separate your business, then establish good record-keeping system. Good record-keeping system. Especially in this era where taxation is now at the forefront of a lot of things. When you don't have a solid record of your business and activities, the government gives you what they call presumptive tax. And presumptive tax is simple. For a business like this, how much should they be paying? Because the person that wants to collect money from you is telling you how much you should be paying. It will always be very high. Compared to when they look at your record and determine it based on your record. So that record is extremely important. Then, of course, set up a good saving culture. Set up a good saving culture. Because when we talk about savings, people just think that savings is about personal finance. Savings is way beyond personal finance. There's business finance too. You must also be able to save. Your company must be able to save. Your company must have savings. What your company savings does for you is that it minimizes the need for borrowing. It minimizes the need for borrowing. You don't always need to borrow when you have a need as a company. It is better to borrow for expansion with an already made market. You're borrowing to expand to meet an already made market, as opposed to just borrowing to survive the business. That's too risky. I was having a conversation with somebody about installing inverter and all of that somewhere. And the person said, Sterling Bank is supporting people to do that. I said, I know. A bank is a bank. If they support you to buy a car, they bought a television for you. They bought inverter for you. All they see is simple. Money is out. The money is coming back with interest. So if they are going to support you to get an inverter, and the inverter is helping you to make more money. For instance, if you sell ice block and you're selling things that require that constant light, and you have a lot of demand, but because there's no constant light, you are not able to meet the demand. You go and invest like that, and they fund you with 3 million, and they say pay 20% per annum. This is how much it amounts to per month. You are asking yourself the number of ice block I sell and all of that. If I take these 3 million and do lights, I make more money I pay them off. Once I'm done paying them off, I continue to enjoy it. But now, you're not going to take that kind of loan, put inverter in your house so you can have lights and be enjoying. When it's time to pay, what happens? So, when you are thinking loan is for expansion. I've seen people that have ideas. They've not tested the ideas. They don't even know whether this idea will succeed. They are looking for loan. They are looking for loan. They say this person don't want to help me, and the guy have money. While I was just asking him for 2 million, he still went to go and buy a car of 10 million, even though he already have a car before. But the money is not for you. It's for him. He has a right to spend it the way he wants it. You know, people discipline themselves to save. You refuse to discipline yourself, for instance, and you expect them to come and spend the money they refuse to spend on themselves. They saved it. You expect them to come and spend it on you who refuse to save your own. So that's that. Save from your income. Then don't save because you are just starting. Put in place a succession plan. Put in place a succession plan. In all of this, I'm sure we have been taught a lot about the green and circular economy. Have we been taught about the green and circular economy in any of our classes? So as you are working on your business, do well to consider sustainability. Sustainability also means beyond sustainability of your business, also ensure you do business in a way that leave our environment sustainable. You know, the world is rewarding everybody that is embracing practices that sustains the environment. You know, instead of using a generator with fossil fuel and all of that, you go into alternative power source like inverter and the sun and all of that. You are helping to sustain the environment. You know, waste that comes out from your product and services, you are converting them to other materials that are useful. You are helping to sustain the environment. You know, so consider all of these. Then, when it comes to sustenance and succession for your business, if anything takes you out of your business, possibly, the next 1 or 2 years, you want to invest everything into your business. Awesome, it's nice. But if after them, anything takes you out of your business, good opportunities, does that business need to just shut down? If you follow some of the things we have been teaching, that business will not shut down. That business will not shut down. Your business should be able to run. I'm practically test running that for my business. I'm setting up in Abuja. And I'm already telling myself, even what I'm setting up in Abuja, I most likely may not sit with it for more than 6 months. You know, I'm trying to set up somewhere else. You know, all of these things should be able to run. We have technologies to support it. You know, so inculcate all of this into your plans. Because truth is, maybe it's my kind of person. I can't do a business that requires me to sit in one place. I can't do a business that requires me to sit in one place. You know, so think all this into your business model, and in all you do, ensure that you are compliant to statutory and legal regulations in whatever country you operate, in whatever state you operate, in whatever industry you operate. Seek the legal and industry regulation that guides your business and ensure to comply. Otherwise, only one visitation from the regulatory body, you don't have a business again. You know, now we're talking about filing your taxes and all of that. Look for a tax consultant. You may not have what it takes to pay the huge sum. Look for a friend that is a lawyer that are taking time to read the tax law. Just have them explain some things to you. Go through the process. Even the tax bodies are trying to even make it easy for an average individual to be able to file. Search for it online. Ask questions. Seek for business development service providers. Seek for their advice. Some that you require to pay for it. It will save you. The essence of money is to be able to buy the value that you need. When you are not seeking for that value and you are not ready to release money, that's stealing. Just like you cannot go to bank and go and ask them to give you money because you know they keep money there. So when you go and meet somebody of value and you are asking the person for value and you are not ready to exchange value, it's not right. You know, your value must not be in money or cash, but whatever you are able to use to exchange for that value actually stands for money. So I think with these few points of mine, I've been able to lay the basic foundation for us. Unfortunately, time will not allow us to do much, but I'll be willing to just take a few questions, maybe for another 2 to 7 minutes, so we can wrap this up by 11:15. If there are questions, then I'll leave you guys with the man to take it up from there. Let me know if you have questions. So if you don't have questions for me, then I will generate questions for you. Okay, Grace, unmute yourself. Let's hear your question.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, my question is as regards to the position that should be filled when starting a business. For instance, you must have or you should have the marketing, the sales, the operations, and all that. So when you are starting up and you don't have the funds to put these compulsory positions in place, is it advisable to source for funds somewhere, or you just start where you are pending when you grow to be able to pay for those particular positions and bring them in?
All right. From what I have taught, who can answer that question before I will share? From what I just taught, is there anybody that can answer that question? Michael or Mitchell, let me hear from you. What do you think about what she just asked? My Kings. Omije Michael, are you there? Omokaro, good luck. You're answering my father's name, so you should not tell me you cannot answer. Omokaro, good luck. She just asked a question. I need your answer to that question. Are you there? You guys can see what we are saying now. People are here that are not here. Isaac, hope you are not raising your hand so that I would not ask you to answer.
Okay, no, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I want to give you a try to answer you.
I like that. Go ahead. Okay, Omokaro is talking. Let's hear it.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hello?
Just go ahead. We are hearing you.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Okay, Isaac, continue.
Okay, sir. If I got your question well, you asked if it's proper to borrow a loan, right? Because you're trying to meet up, you want to set up some structures in your business. So
Yeah.
from what I got from your class, sir,
Hello?
thing is you talk.
As you continue, Omokaro's network is struggling.
Okay, you talk about it's preferable to borrow a loan when you want to expand the business because you know that you are working, you know you already have an existing market, the business is already working. So it's more safer to borrow a loan to expand it than when you are just starting. You are not sure, it's not so safe. So that would be my like answer to the question. So what I would say is it's not advisable to borrow a loan since you are just starting the business because you are not certain of how the business will even turn out. What would be advisable to do is you can use what you have. Maybe in terms of the marketing, you can not necessarily borrow a loan. You can just use strategies within your own reach to to market your products. It can be one on one. It can be friends. It can just be community. Just free access to market instead of borrowing a loan. So that's what I would say, sir.
All right. So, Grace, does that answer your question? Or you want to hear my voice?
I have another question, sir.
Okay, but is the first question answered?
Yeah, not completely, sir.
Okay, ask the second one. Maybe I'll share. Ask the
Okay,
second
as
one.
regards to the previous one I asked. Oh, no, as regards, you see, as regards to the one I asked.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so okay, if I'm to say, okay, let me take loan out, right? You are starting a business and you need people to invest on it, and they invest on the business. For instance, the business you are doing, you are not supposed to maybe lock up the shop. You understand? But because you are the only person running it, you have to lock up the shop. And when some persons come for purchase or to make inquiries, you are not there. So in that case, I would take it as if like it's still a self-employed business, not an entrepreneurial business. But if you are running an enterprise, even if you don't borrow loans, you should look for people to like invest into it for you to like, even if it's not to get like up to 5%. In case you are not on ground, there might be somebody around to respond to people that will come for inquiries and all that.
Okay. I think you are looking for a different way to justify the need to take a loan. See, the truth is, if you get people to invest, those people will need their money back, either with interest or if it's equity, it means they will share from your profits. So if for any reason that business does not generate in profits or anything happens to the business negatively, what happens to those that have invested? How do you manage them? Have you thought about that? You know, because when we are thinking about loan, when you are doing a business, there are two possibilities. Either the business succeeds or the business fails. But when the business fails, we will say you learn. When you learn, you can take a different route and still rise the business again. But if you take a loan, when that business goes the route where, oh, I made a mistake, now I know it, but that loan has crystallized, what happens? You have a struggle to ever kick up. So, but when you are at that starting phase, create those offices as a business that is forward-looking, but feed those offices by yourself. That's why we'll tell you, oh, when I first started, I was my accountant, I was the product developer, I was the marketer, I was the sweeper in the office, I was everything. Until the business grows enough you hire somebody. When you hire that person, you practically call the person whatever name. The person is doing almost everything. Until the business grows enough, you hire the second person, you hire the third person. If in that process, the business eventually doesn't grow, you now say, wow, I've spent 2 years going through the wrong route. You are not owing anybody. That's the idea. So you don't think that, and one of the things this will also do for you, it will kill that dependence on external funding. A lot of us are not taking the step we should take because we are hoping that one day somebody will give us money. No. See, if you build your business well, people will come and beg you, can I invest in this business? And when people come like that, you can take their investment and say, give me this money. But beyond the money, I need you to work with me on the business so we can share profits. So then you are not taking any risk. When an investor sees your business and chooses to come and invest, the investor is ready to take profits or losses. So when we don't succeed, we share the losses equally. When we succeed, we share the profits. In such a situation, the investor wants to have an eye on the business. So when you take such investments, you give away a part of your rights. You see, so until you understand business enough to do it that way, don't rush around looking for loan. But if you have a business and you are running it, your product, you are able to develop 200. Now you have demand for 500. You have demand for 400. You can easily, on the basis of that demand, go and take a loan. Expand your capacity to meet that demand and pay it back. That's what Isaac was explaining. At that time, you already have a regular demand that once you take the loan and expand, you have a market that takes the extra. And as that market is paying, I started an example with it when I talk about ice block business and inverter and all of that. So I think that is it. Thank you. I'll leave us here and allow Madam Yedima to take it.
Thank you, sir.
Well
Thank you very
done.
much.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're
You have
welcome. Thank you.
done us well.
Yeah.
Guys, can we unmute our mic and appreciate him? Unmute your mic.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Great.
much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, sir. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, before we, okay, guys, let's continue. So, let me hear our take home from this session. Today is day 6. What's your take home from today's session? Grace, you want to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, my take home is don't borrow a loan to start a business. If you want to borrow, if you must borrow a loan, a loan to expand your business.
Okay, it's okay. Why are you laughing? Borrow to expand, not to start. Borrow to expand. Except you are borrowing from your parents or your spouse or from your children. Yes, now it's still borrow. But those ones you can tell them story and they will still. You may tell them I will pay back in 3 months. And then when you are struggling and there's something that goes, not you borrow from your family and you don't pay back. But if you are able to meet up with the deadline, do you understand? It does not amount to heavy consequences as much as if you took a bank loan or if you took from, no, I hope we all know that we're not going to loan sharks or loan apps. I hope we know that that's not part of the conversation when we are talking about borrowing from banks. Don't even go there at all. Don't go there at all. Okay. I will let another person prepare to speak. Give me a minute. I need to connect my laptop. Steve, you may stop recording so that we can do some conversations that some people may not want it on air like that. So you may stop recording. So guys, give me a minute. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Thank you very much. So what I want to hear what we are working on now. Everybody, we know our one statement, right? No, before we go there, we're in a conversation. Take home from today's class. Who is going next?
Okay, I would like to go.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. This session has really been so much insightful and imparting. Before now, I just saw organizing or organization are just that of a normal organizational structure, the structured management system where you delegate and just lead. It opened my eyes to see that the importance, the value in it, right? Which has to do with for simplicity, for continuity, flexibility, and objectivity. That organizing will help me to meet these things, and on the long run, I can build a business that is sustainable, a business that I can call upon anytime I get my report without stress. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Thank you. Joshua, please go ahead. Your hand is up. Joshua, unmute yourself and speak. Okay, Isaac, go ahead. When Joshua is ready, he will speak. Isaac, go on.
Okay, one thing I took from amidst many things was in the aspect of when he talked about delegation. He was talking about how to manage an enterprise, and one of the ways is by delegation. So he said you may sometimes the person you are delegating to may not do it as well as you. That you should be able to you should be comfortable allowing the person do it in a different way. It may not always be as you expect it, but then what you should watch out for is the gap in terms of outcome. So if there's a gap, you should now work to make sure that the person fill that gap. But that the fact that the person is not doing it as you would naturally do it, you should allow the person do it in his or her own way, in a different way.
That's a very good one. That's a very good one. And a lot of people miss this particular one, that you have an SOP. A SOP is a standard you follow for doing a thing. But the individual differences may come in. And when individual differences come in, as long as it does not alter the core of the SOP, it's important for you to allow people to flow, so that it's like when you say, oh, when we come to work, we must write on the attendance list. And you write with your right hand, then somebody comes in and wants to write with the left hand. It's different from how other people have been writing. But the important thing is that the name is on the attendance list. You wrote the name. So the how is his peculiarity, different from majority of the people, that we should be able to adapt to that and free up our minds from that. That's good. Good luck. You want to talk? Thank you, Mr. Isaac.
Good morning, Ma. What I took
Morning.
or what I'm taking from what is the ability to separate yourself from your business, especially carry the power of creating a business and you outside your personal accounts and fundings. And you mentioned that if he was supposed to send 100,000 naira, he's going to send maybe 10 program plus
Your line is breaking. Oh. We are struggling to hear you.
person. So
Good luck. We can't hear you. Can you shift from where you are? Your internet is not connected properly. So while you're trying to sort out your...
So I said that
Yes, the last statement we heard you. Go ahead, let's see how it is.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ma.
Okay. Morning,
So
Joshua.
my take home for this session is organization or organizing helps me build a business that outlives me, not just myself being there. It's a structured plan that everyone that is in the system have to follow, including myself. On the days when I don't feel like coming to work, on the days when my staff don't feel like coming to work, they have to be there because it is organized and it is structured. Then again, it helps me to understand that some people will bear the consequence of my actions based on what has been structured down. If I'm the CEO and I'm to sign any check or sign any document, some people have already done the thinking process. They've done the risk management and all of that. Mine is just to attest my signature and make sure things are going well. So with that in place, I now know better that okay, if I'm building a business, my organization and structure should be properly managed, which now boils down to area of specialization. That's organization will now narrow it down to this is what we are known for. We are known for quality and nothing less than quality.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. So guys, let's get to our statement. You see, why I'm pressing in on us to get this statement right is because if you're going to pitch your business to somebody, at this stage where we are, most of the businesses are just starting. It's great. You're trying to come up with it. If you will not be able to explain it in simple terms, people are going to lose interest in what you're saying. Let me say I want to produce biro and I start with, I'm trying to work on a business where if you want to write, you can now get it, now hold it in your hand, press your hand against it, and now be turning your hand in different directions. Like, people are going to say, what is this person talking about? But if you know the simplest way to put your business, then you will be able to make sales. A tool for writing your ideas down is different from that thing that is long. It's like a stick, but it's not stick. Then there's something inside it that can pour. So that is what happens when you are telling a long story. So this exercise is compulsory. You must bring your idea into one short sentence. And I said, do not go beyond 15 words. FDI Hub, for instance, we provide knowledge and support to entrepreneurs within the food industry. Are you seeing what it is now? If you ask me to write a full chapter on what FDI Hub does, I can now start telling you that we have incubation programs, we have training programs, we create awareness on food safety, we did this. We help people get NAFDAC certification, we do consulting sessions, we have mentorship sessions. All those things are the bits and pieces of what we do. But what are you building? An organization that provides knowledge and support to people within the food sector. So we're going to take it. Many of us have tried refining our own, and I'll say you will continue to refine it until you have that clarity. If you can't put it in less than 15 words, it means you have not fully understood it. And good luck, you want to say something? Go ahead, please. Mr. Omokaro, your hand is up.
Hello, can you hear me, ma?
Yes, we can hear you.
The network was bad. I could not. I think it's regarding the initial conversation regarding our take home. It's why I raised my hand. But for now, I don't know. Can I speak on the plan I'm working on?
Yes,
No,
please, you
I
can
just
speak.
need to finish.
Mr. Kodok,
Hello?
your network is not okay. Your network is not
Okay,
okay. We can't hear you. Or is it my network? Guys, can you hear him? So let's quickly go take round our